Hello, everyone. Uh, yeah, I had another little find, a little video find over the weekend, and this again was another. This was not a thrift store find. This was another El Cerrito Recycling Center find. There's this big sign at the El Cerrito Recycling Center saying we can't process videotape or audio tape anymore, so please don't bring them. But people still bring them all the time, which is good for me because I can just like find weird crap for free like this. Yeah, all it says is just TDK, but this is not the actual tape. This is not the box that this came in. This was just it didn't come with a box, but this box was just lying around, so I just stuck it in there. But yeah, this Madera Cinevideo Incorporated from Madera, California. This is a movie called Las Muñecas de King Kong. See, take a look at the label there. It means the dolls of King Kong. And it has not been rewound. And oh, look, Macrovision. That should please our friend Ben over at the Archive. But, codificado con un proceso de anticopia Macrovision. A little something for our Spanish-speaking friends there. But no, I was actually kind of waffling on getting this, but I was just looking up Las Muñecas de King Kong on my phone, and this production still came up, and I said, okay, I'm sold. I'm sold, even though this is completely free and I'm not actually paying for it. But yeah, it needs to be rewound, obviously. It needs to be viewed, because I have to say that I'm curious about this film now, even though I have absolutely zero information on it. They didn't even have a Spanish synopsis over at IMDb, so who knows what the hell that film is. But that, I have to tell you that the poster and the production stills have me intrigued, to say nothing else. But yeah, speaking of thrift stores, I've been having, the weirdest luck at thrift stores lately. There's this one thrift store in town that I go to, and it's so frustrating because I frequently see something really interesting that I want to buy, but I can't buy it because they have this strict policy where if it's not stickered with a price tag, we won't sell it to you. But they use these, stickers with really weak sticker glue on them, and they put them on, plush items or, hats or things. They have, like, proper tags for regular clothes, but for some reason they just, like, put a sticker on a hat and it just falls right off. Because they had, a couple weeks ago, they had a regular show hat, and I was all ready to buy it, but they said, oh, we can't sell that to you. It doesn't have a sticker on it. And it's like, well, hell, how are you going to get something to stick to this? It's a baseball cap. It's like, put a proper tag on it. Because the thing I saw was a Sambo's tiger, a plush Sambo's tiger. These are rare and collectible. Because Sambo's restaurant doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if I've ever talked it about here on any of my nostalgic ramblings, but there used to be a Sambo's restaurant growing up down in San Pablo, right near where I grew up. And we'd eat there all the time. But yeah, and I saw the little tiger and it said Sambo's on it. It's like, oh my god, this is part of my childhood. I could actually totally buy this, but no, I can't because it doesn't have a freaking sticker on it. So yeah, it's just really frustrating. At least I got a photographic I photographed that for posterity. So that's. Was there anything I wanted to talk about? I was thinking, just talking about places we used to go when we were kids, just, because our parents would get, in the summer, our parents would get frustrated with us because we'd be all hopped up on Captain Crunch and other sugary crap, and they're just like, get out of the house, go play somewhere, go do something, and come back at dinner time when you're not quite so wired, when you're all tired out and ready to go to bed. But yeah, one place that our, friends and I would go and play was just this place we just called The Fields. It was just known that we just like, want to go up to the fields? Yeah, sure. And what it was just, open undeveloped land. It wasn't a park or anything. It was just this place up outside of our neighborhood, and you just walk out, and there'd be like this sort of like fire gate, and you just go past there, and there'd just be all this rolling hills and all these dirt paths that you could explore, and probably patches of poison oak because they're everywhere out here. And that's all developed land now. That's actually another housing tract now. But when I was a kid, there was just nothing there. It was just, dead grass and dirt. We'd go there and we'd, hunt for gopher snakes and stuff. And there was like other places around in that area because there was this one place where there's a kind of a bit of a stream kind of came to ground over by the Santa Fe tracks, and there were a few eucalyptus trees that grew out there, and somebody had hung a rope swing, and we'd like go on this rope swing every once in a while, and clearly they put a lot of work into this rope swing because there were still boards in the tree where they had just like hammered these boards in as a makeshift ladder and climbed up this tree to put this rope swing up there. It's just like, you're a little more foolhardy than I am. But even as a kid, I was plenty foolhardy because there's this other place just sort of near. It was, the fields was just like this big area. There's this place we call Monkey Island, which was not an island, although it was kind of. It was on the other side of the SP, the Southern Pacific Tracks, which are now the Union Pacific Tracks. Thank you, Jay Gould. But we called it Monkey Island. I don't know why, because it wasn't really an island. It was just this sort of, bluff over the bay. But it kind of was an island in that it was cut off from the mainland a little bit by the railroad tracks. And it was actually an artifact of the railroad because clearly this had all once been one big bluff connected to the main land, but they just, got some TNT and blasted through to build the railroad tracks. So the land kind of goes like cliff, indentation where the railroad goes, and then Monkey Island on the other side, and then the bay. And we just like go up there and play around all day long. And it was just like this little teeny rock just in between the railroad tracks and the bay. And I'd go there later and I was thinking, how the hell did we get here without getting poison oak all the time? Because there were like these big patches of poison oak all over that thing. And you actually had to kind of dodge them just to get up there. And there's like guy wires for the power lines and all this other weird stuff out there. It was just really odd, just us going out there. And we'd actually go, and speaking of foolhardy, just crossing the railroad tracks because there was like this blind curve. And if there was a train coming, you could not hear it. And they were sometimes just flying down that siding there. And and we just like go back and forth over these railroad tracks all the time, and just like we never actually got hit by a train. But I imagine some people must have because, my God, that's really dangerous. And I'm the son of a railroad engineer, so yeah, But yeah, we'd actually go down to the bay down there, and we'd actually go swimming in the bay sometimes when it got a little too hot for our liking. And I don't know. I can't imagine us doing that today because it's actually located in between two oil refineries. So I can imagine there's just like really nasty stuff in that water there. I would not want to swim in that water nowadays. I can't imagine I used to do that when I was a kid. But yeah, the other thing I remember is just we get on our one-speed bicycles. I'd have my Mongoose. It's like I used to have, I guess, like a Schwinn or something with one of those stupid sissy bars. And I think I was like a real brat. It's just like I begged my parents to get me a Mongoose because that's what the cool kids rode. And I wanted to be one of the cool kids. That was part of the reason that just like my childhood sucked so much because I was like just so fixated on being one of the cool kids instead of just saying them, they're not cool. Sorry, I'm swearing, but yeah, I'd get on my Mongoose with my friends, and sometimes we'd go all the way down to Sprouse Wrights, which is down, I think I told you about the Lewis store. It was right next to it, and we go down there and we get the cheap candy. We get the Lick-O-Maid, and if you don't know what Lick-O-Maid is, I'm surprised they still make it, because they do still make it. I've seen it in some of the stores. But it was basically 3 pouches of colored sugar, which you'd eat with a solid stick of sugar. No wonder our parents wanted us out of the house, because we'd be so hyperactive after eating this crap. And sometimes we didn't make it all the way down there. Sometimes we just go down to the liquor store, which is right on the corner. It just had like this big sign that said liquor on it. And I think that tells you the kind of neighborhood we lived in, when there's like a big freaking liquor store right on the corner. There's like a liquor store, there's a bar right next to it, and then there's another bar. Like this old roadhouse bar that was like there since the turn of the century, sort of a little bit down there. So yeah, it was our neighborhood was a little bit trashy, but but we go down to the liquor store and we get candy there, and we get soda. We get bottles of soda. I remember I got the big 16-ounce bottles of orange knee-high. I'd be washing down my marathon bars with the orange knee-highs. Like, no wonder I was just so hyperactive as a kid. It's like, where the hell did all this energy go? It's like, I work 8 hours a day, and I just kind of want to, like, go over here and just crash and fall asleep. So, yeah, it's just, to have that energy again. But the other thing I remember was we go down, there was this place, I can't remember even what it was called, but there was this, it was right on the main drag there, and it was a miniature golf course, and there's, the main thing I remember was there's this giant paper mache T-Rex just looking right out on the main road, so it was very memorable. And this was where, I don't know if I told you about my friend Shelly and I, but she and I actually had our first job here. And it wasn't really for money, not really for money, because we were basically just, we would help the proprietor out at the arcade. You know, we just helped him, cleaning up with any, like, small menial tasks that he needed done. And then he'd give us quarters. And not just regular quarters, but, the house quarters, which had like a little X spray painted on them, so that you could tell if they were house quarters and not just, something somebody brought in. I guess so that you knew that they were not real money or whatever. I think he called them tokens, although they were just quarters. But yeah, we'd play for quarters, and then we'd just go and play Donkey Kong when we were done working. So that was my first job. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to talk about right now. So we'll see you around.